Welcome to Pop Culture Roll Call, the show where our hosts are watching The Magicians by only viewing the scenes that their character is present for. This is Season 2, Episode 10, The Girl Who Told Time.
Welcome back to another episode of Pop Culture Roll Call. I'm your Mike. We're watching everything from the point of view of Penny. To the left of me as always.
It's Sasha. I watch everything from the point of view of Margot.
And from me as always.
It's Colin. I watch everything from the point of view of High King Elliot, as always.
And right here, right now.
It's Brian. I watch as Quentin.
I now realize I'm pointing off screen and you could be in a different frame.
I mean,
welcome to frames, buddy.
That's how I need this
So
work.
I point that way, and then that's him.
They're over there.
Yeah.
He went to film school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not violating the 180-degree rule.
No, we legitimately moved these bordered frames from the video so that if we looked at each other, we wouldn't be looking in the opposite direction. Brian already thought about this and fixed it before we sat down.
It's the one thing that bothers me when somebody on Twitch is like looking off the frame. Like if there are pictures on the right side and they're looking farther to the right, I'm like, your stream setup is so messed up, I cannot watch it.
Somewhere Scorsese is watching that stream and screaming.
Yeah, Scorsese's watching the Fall Guys stream.
Not again!
Their eye lines are wrong.
Speaking of video games and Fall Guys, thank you
And
guys
Scorsese.
for joining us for Extra Life this past weekend. We blew through three different goals.
$2,350, maybe more since then.
Maybe more since. So thank you.
It's crazy.
Thanks, everybody. That's it's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did a 36-hour stream.
Yeah. Anybody who donated will reach out to you if you won the little raffle that Mike had.
Yeah.
So we had some Funko Pops.
Yeah.
Because if you don't already have one, this is my gateway drug.
to feed it into the groups.
It's just one.
Is there a story on why you have 6 sweets? Why you have 6 sweets Funkos?
He can't talk about it on camera.
He can't talk about it? Okay. That's
illegal
fine.
for you to ask him that.
Yeah. All I could say is that things got a little too sweet.
I'm fine with that. I knew that you had very specific ways that you went about acquiring Funko Pops. But
Now
when you
it
said
sounds like I'm
6,
Now
trafficking.
it sounds illegal.
Now it sounds illegal.
it does kind of, but that's why I wanted to ask. Just kind of curious. I'm not wearing a wire.
Mike had some extras.
If you gotta ask, you can't afford it.
So we had some sweets, and then we had one bill cipher. So whoever will go in, we'll pull the names. First name gets to choose, and we'll go down the line until somebody chooses bill, and the rest of you get sweets. So it'll be really fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for
Thanks,
that.
Mike. Thanks for everybody who donated again.
Yes, seriously.
It's great.
And there's still
every
time
year.
to donate. If you want to go back to the Extra Life page, should be posted we'll post it in the description of this podcast as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it goes to Children's Miracle Network hospitals. It's tax deductible and everything else. So.
Yeah.
Do we know how long it will be open? So like they're gonna listen to this if they listen to like on Wednesday. Is
I
there
assume
like
it's open until the end of the year.
until the end of the year probably? Cool.
Yeah.
Maybe
Everyone
we'll give it we'll give it until a couple days after this episode airs if people want to go donate to enter into the raffle for that.
Yeah.
One, to donate to a great
That's a good
cause, which
point.
is the primary reason, and then also potentially win one of 6 sweets or one of one Bill Cipher Pop.
Sure, let's
They-
leave it open for a
also-
little bit.
yeah,
Why not?
leave it
They
open
are
for a
all
little while.
exclusive. They're not just any old common pop. They're all exclusives.
Let's
Yeah.
say, well, you'll have until Sunday.
Sunday?
Like 12:01 Sunday. It's closed.
What time's that?
Central, obviously. Chicago time every single time.
That's
I
the
don't-
only time.
I don't acknowledge other times, so that's not my problem.
That's
Frankly,
like there's time zones.
none of my business.
Are you telling me people in Australia don't wake up at 5 p.m. Central?
Anyway, so thanks everybody. I think that'll be really fun. Thank you for everybody who came out, watched, commented. It was
Kept
really
us
good
awake.
time. Kept us awake.
If y'all healed the monster and not us when we played that Jackbox D&D game, I see you.
We did.
I
Yeah.
don't forget.
All right, let's get started with this week's episode. I am a wedding planner. Apparently, that's where I start off.
Jennifer
the
Lopez?
I mean, yes, I want to say great movie. I'm not sure
It's not
it is,
good.
but
Yeah.
like,
I know you
I
could say.
love that
you know what you
movie.
could say? A movie.
You are planning my wedding,
Yes.
Yep.
High King Elliot's wedding, and High King Elliot is being a real bridezilla.
Absolutely.
I don't really get specifics, but it goes from like at the end of last episode, it felt like Elliot was excited that he like found a solution. But I feel like this is just a cycle for Elliot where every time he like gets excited about something, he like has this creeping dread that ruins it for him. It was the same thing with his like becoming the High King. It was the same thing with fighting Idri. It was the same thing with getting married to Idri. I don't know why it's so Idri pilled, but like he like has this thing. It's this great idea. He gets all in it, and then like the very next day, he seems like he's like, I hate this. I fucking hate this. I don't want to do this. Like,
I have a question, because like your first wedding was, let's say, hasty.
yes.
Do you feel if you're
Fen?
do you feel a little jealous that like there's way more effort being put into wedding number 2 than your wedding?
Ooh.
I'm curious if we talk about this. Elliot does not talk to Fen about it, but
cool.
Elliot,
Does she have any say in this at all?
So we do have a scene where Elliot addresses Fen about the wedding, and Elliot is trying to leave space for her to be pissed off or to like talk about her misgivings about it. And there is some like, I think, purposeful lack of commitment to that conversation from Fen's part for some reason that I don't know. Like, it does not seem like Fen is interested in talking to me about that.
Sure.
So I'm not sure if that's because she's really pissed or if there's other things going on or what it is. But yeah, Elliot is also worried about that, but I don't get an answer to it. But it'd be reasonable.
It would be.
It'd be very reasonable.
Yeah.
Anyway.
In any case, Quentin is getting drunk.
I'm getting drunk. I'm having my wine glass refilled by a servant who I forgot his name, and he reminds me that his name is Smedley.
Cool. Doesn't matter.
I wrote it down because it sounded like it was going to, and then it did not.
I mean, we've talked about Smedley like 3 different times, so he is like important in fact that he shows back up, but as far as I know, has not had an important like game breaking moment.
And then Margot comes and takes my wine glass and just tosses it on the floor.
Yeah. Basically, I'm like, basically, you're no good use to me being drunk and mopey.
I complain that like Elliot's drunk all the time.
You're not a fun drunk. You're an emo drunk. And so basically what Margot is saying is, I need a break from being the wedding planner. So you need to take care. You need to stop drinking, get over this very sad situation.
And I protest that it's only been 3 days.
It's been 3 months in Fillory though, so that's the
sure.
conversion. 1 day to 1 month.
I think
to
it
1 month?
shifts or something like that.
Well,
like we I don't know. We it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a month. No, it's been 3 months. Yeah, it's been 3 months, and I think we just say a few days on Earth.
Sure, maybe they kept it a little vague. But in any case, I need a free moment, and you're gonna solve this problem for Margot.
Yeah, because Elliot's being a Grimzilla, and I can help by running errands on Earth.
And then I get credit. So I don't know what the rest of y'all.
I got a scene.
Yeah, we do.
So I'm in a house, don't know which, don't care to know which, and I'm talking with Katie, and Katie is talking about how it's insane that Dean Fogg let Julia go. So apparently she's been let go. I don't know where she is.
Dean Fogg. Was she arrested at some point? What do you mean let her go?
Because she
am I forgetting?
tried to kill me.
Yes, I remember that.
And I guess we should have thrown her in werewolf jail is the implication here. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just didn't realize that she was under the charge of Dean Fogg in the school.
Yeah.
At some point.
I think it was more just she did something that's probably a crime, and he has authority here.
And he just let her go.
Let her go.
Oh, more like maybe it's more of like didn't pursue further rather than like had in cage, opened cage, said bye-bye.
Because because at some point Penny's like, 1, you know he's never helpful, and 2, he couldn't keep her there forever. So he kept her somewhere.
Okay, so she was incarcerated at Breakbills in some capacity.
And Katie was like, I just hope that we would hold on to her long enough until we figure out what to do. And she has to go and figure out what to do with Reynard still. And she doesn't want to run Julia. So she's like, I need to deal with this and not deal with Julia. And I'm like, fine, let's go do this. And she's like, no. Reynard problem isn't my problem. It's not a your problem. And then I'm like, counterpoint, we've been over this. Rapist monsters are a universal problem. We all get to deal with that problem. And she's like, okay, fair. But the last time you tried to help, you signed a billion-year contract with the Order. And when does that start, by the way? And I'm like, I don't know. It takes them like a few weeks to process a book. This type of contract, I probably got some time. Definitely not today.
It's definitely going to be today.
It's absolutely going to be today.
We walked through the door into the library, and I'm like, shit.
Welcome to your first day of incarceration.
And she's like, where are we? And I'm like, oh, no. And the librarian shows up. Penny, We process your application. We want to formally welcome you to the order. And I'm just like, shit. And then we get the credits.
Okay.
Mind slots.
Singular.
Okay, so can we jump back to Penny? Because I'm very curious. I know what happens in my scenes. I want to know what's going on
What's
with you.
the adult in the room doing?
Yes, I mean, really. Like, are you legitimately working there?
Oh, God, it's because you're a library. That's why you're excited.
Well, that's part of it.
Did you just call Styles a library? I know that was just a slip. Like, oh, you're a library. That's why you're excited.
My wife's a building.
We go in and it's picking up right where we left off, where she is like overjoyed, thrilled, congratulations. She goes to hug me and I don't reciprocate, so it turns into a weird hug. A weird handshake. She explains she's here to assist in my transition into my new career, but she cannot discuss the order business around Katie. And Katie's like, yeah, fine, fuck off. And she walks and leaves. And she yells to her like, hey, no eating or drinking in the library unless it says you can. And she doesn't care. And okay, listen, I'm trying to read this woman being correctly. Mm-hmm. But there are some spaces in what she's about to say and some looks that have me concerned. Not danger, inappropriateness, because she's very much like, all right, now, Penny, we need to go over some of your obligations. And I'm note to myself, why does she look excited? And I'm like, is this another woman in power who's eyeing Penny?
I mean,
I would hope that it's a red herring and they're playing with the expectation, but you have the scenes, I don't.
Yeah.
But if they already did it once, my hope is that the writers would be, let's wink at that again, but then have the rug pulled out
unless
from under
he
it.
has Gambit powers where he's just inherently charming.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's her
Might
like
be.
excited about like having me as part of the order now.
Yeah.
And like all the things that I can now do for the order, or because she's never felt that way before, but it was like it was like the hug that she jumped into, and then like we awkwardly went handshake, and then the look I'm getting her. So I don't know where.
Sure.
I don't know where.
Something's happening.
So what are your obligations? You don't like
We'll
just
get to one of those.
Okay, let's hear it.
That's the next scene. Do you want me to just jump?
Oh, maybe we should do our own. Darn, I really want to know
Yeah,
what's
we'll
going
get
on.
back
Just
to
run
the
through every
library
one of Mike's scenes
Don't-
and
I
then
just
I honestly am like, what
Spoilers,
happened?
it involves books.
Well, don't get her too excited. She's already chomping at the bit, Mike. Come on.
Hurry up.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
throw
we
it
should
over
go
to
back
the guy in 2 book clubs to not get excited about the books conversation. So after the credits roll, we're back over to Bridezilla, Groomzilla, and I'm like, I look like I'm in a war room in front of one of those like game theory boards.
Yes.
With just like a bunch of moving parts.
Is this with me?
Yeah.
I haven't seen before. This.
Okay, cool.
So I'm that's not the right view. That one.
Oh wait, no, this isn't the scene with you, but go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm basically running that errand that Margot told me to help with Groomzilla, and I'm back at the physical kids cottage, and there's some guy coming up to another guy, and the first guy's like, yeah, I'll take 6. Anyways, I found out the guy he's talking to is Dr. Josh. Dr. Josh?
Oh, yes,
Josh.
Josh.
We know Josh.
Yes, the guy that we picked up from the Netherlands when he was with the third year.
I don't know if I've ever seen this man
That they
before in my life.
disappeared.
Oh, is that the same
The
guy?
nerd guy?
Isn't that the same guy?
The sus
Maybe.
guy?
This guy
Yeah.
is the drugs guy.
Yeah. This is the drugs guy who ends up being the like cook in our episode.
Right,
later.
yeah.
Is that the same dude?
I thought it
Maybe.
was.
I didn't clock that, but you might be right. He did seem familiar, but I didn't know if that was just because he's got that like I'm an actor on screen charisma, like I
Yeah.
got paid for a talking role vibe.
Right, yeah.
Or if he is that same dude. I wish I could remember.
I like literally just wrote it down, didn't even think about it. I just assumed that that's who it was, but now I'm like doubtful that maybe
Let's
I'm
assume
wrong.
that it is because we've been wondering
Yeah.
what happened to that guy. So maybe he's just at school dealing drugs to the community, which is fine.
Yeah, I mean, let's go with yes. So
Oh,
he's
sure, same guy.
He's being nice. He asked about me. He's like, "Oh, how are you doing?" Because he heard about the whole Alice situation. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm self-medicating," and he's like, "Oh, I got something you should try," and it's like, it looks like a piece of meat that he's holding with like just tongs,
Okay.
and he's like, "Oh, lets you see into other worlds. It's rad."
Do you take it?
Yeah, my next scene is I'm on the floor tripping, and I'm like, this is rad. It was basically like a drug trip sequence. There's like those big like light up sign, like all like the letters made out of light bulb, like individual light bulbs. It just says "ta-da," and then there's like a 12-year-old girl in there with dark hair, and she's like, "Is that you, Quentin?" And I'm like, She looks familiar.
Okay.
Because it's young Julia.
Okay.
But it's not young Julia. It's Julia's shade.
Oh, Julia lost her shade.
So Julia lost her shade. I have found Julia's shade.
Or you're tripping and think you found Julia's shade.
I'm very confident that this is real because Josh says it lets you look into other worlds.
Not that it makes
Not
up.
that it is like a trip. Right?
Interesting. Okay, fair enough.
So, Julia Shade is saying that like she really missed me, but she's lost and can't find her way back home. She's been looking for a way out, and all of a sudden she can see me, and I'm like, yeah, that's because you're in another world. But long story short, she doesn't know where she is. She doesn't know how to get out. She doesn't know how we can find her. Basically, she's in this other world. Good luck, right? But she wants us to help.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Lost and afraid.
And we have to find her, quote, before it's too late. Don't know what that means, but
okay.
Interesting.
and then my next scene's with
With Elliot.
Elliot playing
Okay.
chess.
Got it. So we're still doing that. So I realized I mixed up. Elliot's in front of two different board games. The first one, I'm in front of backgammon, and I'm talking to Reynard, the assassin, who's still locked up in our dungeon.
Baylor.
Baylor, sorry.
Reynard.
Reynard. I
Yeah.
don't think we locked up Reynard. He's
Baylor.
like way more powerful than that.
Yeah, Reynard and Baylor, the two Lord of the Rings ass names. I got them confused, but yeah, Baylor. So I'm playing. I guess he's playing backgammon. Maybe we're playing against each other. It doesn't matter. But we're in the jail, and I am lamenting to Baylor. I think I'm just like, it seems like we're maybe not friends, but I kind of go to him to complain, and he's a captive who like is like
a literal captive audience.
A literal captive audience. We'll get into it a little bit more later. But apparently Elliot is really pissed off because and the reason I'm going to him is because, he wanted to kill me. He's part of a resistance movement who's dissatisfied with the crown. And I apparently, kind of like Googling yourself if you're semi-famous, made the big mistake.
Oh, yeah.
I made the big mistake of doing a polling spell and found out that only 27% of the kingdom approves of my rule.
That's a sick spell.
Yeah.
That is actually
That's
really
an
good.
awful
How many people
score, though.
And it's a terrible thing for somebody with like anxiety
Oh,
Yeah.
to have access to. It's like, how many of my friends legitimately like me spell?
If you had
Like,
access to that, would you use it?
I would tell myself I'm not, and then in a fit of weakness I would, and I would regret
Exactly.
it for the rest of my life.
100%.
Yeah.
I would do
3
the
beers and me and be
exact
like,
same
we're
thing.
doing the spell.
And you would know
course.
when I used it because the next day it was like I haven't slept at all.
Yes.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have slept at all.
Wow. I can't believe we will all do the exact same thing, even though every single one of us knows it's a trap.
Yeah, of course.
It's inevitable.
Sometimes the hand goes in the cookie jar.
Yeah.
It just happens. What are you gonna do? And so I'm asking Baylor, right? I got that one right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Baylor, like, why don't the people love me? And he brings up some pretty good points that I kind of brought up at the end of last episode, right? Is like, Elliot has been trying his fucking best, and I think it is getting to him that he's trying and putting all of himself into this. And sure, he's still being Elliot. He's still trying to make champagne. He's still taking a husband. He's like, even though that seems to be kind of normal, but regardless, he's like, I stopped a famine. I taught people how to farm. I taught people how to like do compost and fertilizer and brought food back to a starving population. I stopped us from going to war that we were absolutely going to lose. And under my reign, the wellspring has been repaired, and it was broken before I even started being king. He's like, I don't understand how I did all these things and I'm still only polling at 27%. Like what do they want from me? And Baylor kind of like, again, we see he's pretty friendly. He doesn't seem like he's frustrated by this conversation. And he's like, have you thought about like talking to the people? Like, have you thought about appealing to your citizens? And Elliot's like, I don't know. And he's like,
I love how the answer is no to that question. Like, you've basically spent your entire time in the castle and you're polling horribly, and you never once are like, oh, maybe I should talk to people
maybe I should
about
shake a hand and kiss a baby or something like that.
You kind of did,
I did a
though.
little bit.
Yeah.
And I think it's more so what he's kind of getting at here, where we kind of like step over that part of the conversation into like the meat of it, is that Baylor's like, let's talk about the wedding. If you want to solve this, let's talk about the wedding and what that could do. And Elliot, again, being the groomzilla, is like, I do not want to talk about the wedding. Don't go there. And he's like, weddings are a big deal, especially like small kingdom, king, like royal weddings are a time whenever you bring in the townspeople. They all get to feast. They get to see you at your coronation. It's like joy. It's games. It's like, he's like, this is a time to connect with the community of the people around you. Like, I get that you don't want to do it, but that is probably a good time to try and help out. And he's a little bit confused on why I'm asking him about this, why I want his opinions, because I tried to kill him. And I was like, well, I figure that a guy who tried to kill me might know why people hate me. So it seems like a decent save. And he's like,
makes sense.
yeah. And he's like, I did hate you, but then you introduced me to nachos, and he like has a chip on a plate, and he's like takes a bite, and I was like, wait till you have a margarita. And he's like, I can't wait.
Is this your solution then? Is to just like bring all the Earth treats to
basically
Fillory?
yeah, kind of. It's like new kid in school brings a bag full of Tootsie Rolls, like just out there making
Bring
friends.
them HDTVs and like NFL football, and you'll have an approval rating in the 70s in no time.
So this is the scene now where I jump back up, and now I'm in front of the actual war room board that I got confused. The backgammon board scene, and this is when Quentin comes back.
Well, it's not a war room board. I thought you were like playing chess against yourself. You're like
Right.
moving these they look like kind of fancy chess pieces or whatever, but no, they're place settings, and you're trying to pick between them.
Yep, because now I know that and from what I gather is like, Reynard told me that I, invite a bunch of people to the wedding, show them that we're
Reynard
like
did
together.
not touch
Baylor.
Damn it. Baylor told us, get a big wedding, all that jazz. So I get the sense that Elliot's maybe taking him at his like suggestion, and I am trying to add more people in who might not be ideal wedding guests, just to like invite them and extend the olive branch. So I'm like racking my brain about how to do this and how to set it up appropriately. And I was like trying to get Quentin's help with it, and I was like, Quentin, why don't you sit down, like give me a shot, give me some help.
Yeah, I gotta go.
You gotta go. And Elliot's like, don't be ridiculous. Where could you possibly want to be other than right here?
But I'm just adamant that like I have to do this. You get up and give me a hug and tell me that if I miss the wedding, you will kill me.
Yeah,
which
because
I think is true.
I would agree. And you frame it as you had a vision.
Yeah.
And you need to do this.
Yes.
And like when Elliot pushes back at Quentin, he's like, you had a vision. Come on, like be realistic. Like this is the most important thing happening right now. And Quentin seems like maybe visions are a bigger thing in magic than we give them credit for, because you like kind of like raise your voice like, Elliot, it was a fucking vision. And Elliot like seems to be, maybe that's like there's a little bit of power in that we haven't really explored
like
before.
Destiny kind of.
Yeah, destiny kind of vibe.
We all know magic is real, right? Like we don't have to pretend like we're, like visions are something like, oh, it's just a vision, don't worry about it, right?
Yeah, or like, oh, a vision, maybe you're not doing well. Visions
Yeah.
could legitimately be a thing that has power here.
So the only thing that like, you're adamant about is that I have to be there for the wedding.
Yep, or I'll kill you.
I don't know. It's your second wedding. Who cares?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've been to a couple of them.
Anyway.
What are you up to, Margot?
My next scene is with Elliot. So
Okay.
Wow.
What are you up to, Penny?
yes.
So
Library
back to the
talk.
library
Library
nerds.
talk.
Books.
Books.
That was incredible.
I found the way to the DVD section. I approached Katie,
Comic books in the back.
yep, who is kind of going through books, and she's like struck out looking for a god murder spell. Like she's still looking for the solution to the Reynard problem, and I'm like, well, it can't be that like there's never been that type of spell in history. He goes, well, apparently no one ever wrote it down if it does exist, so I'm trying to find it.
Or like if you were a god, you'd be very sure to get rid of it, right?
Yeah,
like
you hide that book.
theoretically,
You take it out and never return it.
Yeah.
So
And-
late fees are piling up.
Yep. And then she's like, oh, by the way, now that you are on the job, what's going on with your hands? And
Now she wants to know about the hands.
Because
And
that
we're-
was the deal, right? The
Yeah.
deal was you work for forever.
you want to guess what's happening?
Are they not fixed?
They told me that there are books to help me, but I'd have to research those books on my own time.
That's
where-
not the deal.
Did
It's
you-
not the deal.
Did you have a library card before? Could you have done that?
without
We've gone through these books before.
right.
So
But
you
you could
couldn't
have
check
you
them
could have
out.
checked you
Yeah.
could have been in this library
bad
looking
deal.
at those books without the million years of
Yeah.
servitude.
Yeah.
That is very confusing.
I'm very angry at all.
This is why you need
Wait,
the
Penny's
lawyer.
angry?
No, I'm angry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Penny never
Um,
gets angry.
And Kay's like, okay, that makes no sense. What are you going to do in the meantime? And she, my job. Apparently, my job is to track down overdue books. And there's this one book that's been checked out for 10 years. And I still can't cast. So can you help me with a little bit of a locator spell?
I want a spin-off show of Library Cop who just goes to alternate dimensions for the magical library and finds people with overdue books.
You know what the show's
Yeah.
called? You know what the show's called? Book 'em.
Oh my god.
I'm going to sit down and celebrate that in
That
silence.
was very
No,
good.
you got to finish your scene. We got a
Yeah, you do.
podcast to record.
Wow.
Sorry.
That was
I
very
do
good.
love the dramatic sip, but swallow and keep talking.
Okay. That's that scene. I end on the strong pun. Me, not Penny.
Yeah.
And then I will let y'all take over.
Very good.
Fair enough. Solid.
I'm
solid.
knocking on Julia's door,
Let's see what's up. What's happening in
and
Julia's.
she opens it, sees it's me, and immediately closes it again.
All right. Next scene.
That checks out. Checks out.
Is that literally the whole thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Through the closed door, she's like telling me to leave because I could have killed you. I never once stopped to ask if I was doing the right thing. And now she's like, now I am asking if I'm just doing the right thing. And I'm going to look like her. I'm going to look at her like she's evil, which I kind of think Brian thinks she is. Quentin's obviously more forgiving than I am, apparently. But Julia's like kind of ashamed of her actions, basically, is kind of the short version of this.
Really?
She's the same. She's ashamed of her genocide.
Well, I feel like okay. Let me ask this: does anybody on this couch have any idea what a shade is? And not a shade.
Yeah,
What-
Shade, right?
yeah, Shade?
Julia's Shade. That's
Yes.
the
What's the
little
other
girl.
thing? Niffin.
Niffin. Niffin is the different thing than
Okay.
Shade. Shade is something.
Does anybody know what a shade is?
No.
I'm starting to piece it together very slowly.
Okay.
Okay. As far as I can tell, a shade might just be your conscience.
So maybe her shade is gone. So she doesn't have her Jiminy Cricket?
I think that might be what it
She
is.
lost her
That's why it's
cricket.
kind of represented by like a child thing.
Yeah,
too.
your innocence kind of
right.
deal.
And so she's like, I don't know if I'm going to do more evil shit, is kind of the gist of what she's saying here because she
Okay.
is missing her shade.
That makes more sense.
It makes more sense. I am willing to give the show I lost my conscience and thus did evil is fine.
Yeah.
So
If that's
if-
what they're saying.
If we must.
If we must.
and
We
I
all know
guess-
how war criminal Pinocchio turned out.
because she did the genocide after she lost her shade, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely. It was before a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, her actual quote here is I know we said no quotes before this podcast because our last one went long, but she says, I can't really feel any of it anymore. I'm doing it from memory. I'm broken, and that makes me dangerous, so you should go. So she's like basically like acting kind of like here's how people should act and not here's the right thing to do.
But in the moment of her actions, she is acting semi-autonomously.
I think so,
Yeah,
or something like that. Anyways, I tell her I saw her shade and talked to her, and she lets me in. And then like we're inside and sitting and basically being like, yeah, there were drugs involved, but I know it was real. And my next scene is us kind of trying to find out more about this. So
All right. I'll jump back over into High King Elliot getting ready for the big royal wedding. And this is the scene I was talking about earlier where I run into Fen in the hallway. And Fen is looking like pensively out a window. And it seems like Elliot really hasn't had a conversation with her since I came back with Idri. And she like sees me and she's like, hi, my king. But it's different. Like there's a thing in her, the way she's like holding herself and the way she's talking, where it's like disingenuous, where before she was like wanted to like figure me out and wanted to like be a part of my life and like wanted us to be a partner. This feels like more manufactured, like the more of like a king and a subservient relationship instead of my like wife and equal
Yeah.
kind of relationship. And I think Elliot kind of clocks it at the beginning of the scene here too. And I am sort of asking why, if she like feels okay with this whole situation. Where there's like a little bit of preamble, but what the nitty gritty of the scene is I'm like, how are you doing? She's like, oh, I'm fine. Why shouldn't I be fine? And I was like, well, I mean, your husband went off to do like a 1v1 duel and could have returned dead, but instead returned with another husband that will be sharing his bed. So, and she's like, yeah, I think you're thinking about this more in like Earth terms, where like here on Fillory, having a husband and a wife really isn't that big of a deal. And really what she's getting at is that it's not like my job as the like sire of our offspring, as king and of father of her child, and her as the carrying of our child. Our job as parents is to make sure that this child is raised happily and healthy. And I know that we'll get there. And she's like, you went out and you came back with a husband, not out of like malice for me or the child, but to stop a war that would have ravaged this child's future home. I see you going out and marrying Idri as you doing your duty to keeping the kingdom safe and making a safe place to raise our child.
The only reason this seems suspicious is because
I've got a lot of reasons to seem suspicious, but yeah, go.
But she like clearly knew that you could take a husband,
And it didn't say anything.
and neglected to tell you that.
Yes. And it doesn't seem like, and again, this is all said, I'm saying it more genuinely. That I do think sounded genuine. I went out and like stopped a war, and she's thankful for that. I do think that has seemed true. But the rest of it of like, I'm asking her if she wants to come see the royal cook to try and like find meals, and she's like, you know, I feel I have this little stomach ache. Like I'll take a rain check kind of deal. Like she doesn't actually want to be involved. It seems like she's trying to like get me to clear my conscience, so I stop talking to her about it and then move on. Is what I get.
Have an answer to this later.
I kind of figured that you did.
Yeah.
Based on another longing look out the window. My next scene's a taste testing, but
I'll go through my next one. So I'm basically in the physical kids cottage with Julia now, and we're looking through books. And anybody remember Todd?
Yes.
yeah.
He
Ibiza.
grabs the book out of my hand and like rubs the spine on his face and says it feels so scratchy. I think he's just high.
Oh yeah, he probably went and chatted with.
And I'm just like, grab the book out of his hand. I'm like,
Josh.
go away, Todd. And basically, like Julia's talking about how like the stuff about the afterlife is super wonky because it's like too close to religion, so it's hard to figure out
Oh, sure. What's
what's
magic?
like what's actual magic,
What's
what's
myth?
just a lie, what's whatever.
You can't usually go there and come back with like
Reports.
accurate reports easily.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then Todd's kind of in the background wandering around. He's like, is this place real? And Julia's like, no. Which I don't think you should tell somebody you high that, because they're just going to do something
Stupid.
stupid.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
because it has no
So
consequences.
I'm waiting for that to happen the entire time through the scene, and nothing bad actually does happen. That
Only
I see,
get high
so-
with people you trust.
Yeah.
PSA.
Anyways, like Julia found a passage that mentioned shades, which is like remarkable considering we've gone through like dozens of books, and she's found one passage that mentions anything about shades. And Todd is basically talking about like, oh yeah, Fogg talked about shades the other day, like Dean Fogg. And so it cuts to like Todd sitting down with like the biggest bowl of snacks you've ever seen. And he's just like, apparently his work study job is writing down Fogg's memoir, like for a book. Apparently Fogg has a book deal, and he's like publishing his memoirs, but Todd is the
That
one writing all of it down.
Explains why he really does not like us.
Yeah.
And also why he seems completely disconnected from the day-to-day operations of running a college.
Apparently, the one thing from the memoirs Todd wants to talk about is that Bob Ross and Dean Fogg had a dark artistic rivalry. And we're like, shut up, Todd. We don't care about that. I'm like, I care about
I want to know that.
But the one thing that does happen to be relevant about the shade conversation is that Fogg knew someone who was obsessed with shades.
Okay.
So it cuts to Fogg's office, and me and Julia are there with Fogg, and he did know someone who was interested in shades. And he's basically like, the way he talks about this person, he's like changing tenses. He's saying like is and was and like all this stuff because it's Alice.
Oh.
But you know how we got time looped
Yeah.
like 39 times? Apparently,
on trial 17.
Oh,
Alice number 23 was the only one of us who survived the encounter with the beast.
Huh.
And so she became obsessed with the afterlife and like how to commune with like lost souls and shades and stuff like that after she survived
got it.
that encounter, right?
Got it.
And she was like, you know, Fog's talking about how like, oh, she was different, she was hurt, she was broken, and like we can't talk to her because this has already happened, right? Like it's in the past, that time loop is ended.
over,
There's no way we can do this, right? And Julia's like, what about Tesla flexion?
And Fog's like, oh yeah.
And basically, yeah, I'm like, what's that? And Julia's like, oh, it's how we can talk to her. I'm like, that's a tautology. That's not the question I'm asking, but sure. Anyways, there's a thing called Tesla flexion.
Okay, sure.
Cool.
Magic.
Magic. But with science words.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Tight.
That's my next scene is doing Tesla flexion.
Tesla flexion. What's going on at the library? I'll jump back in.
Well, not the library. We're going to go find my first book on my book tour.
It's still book size. Calm down.
We head to a office of a place called Fuzzbeat.
Fuzzbeat?
Fuzzbeat.
Is it like a cool bar? Or is it like what's a Fuzzbeat?
I walk in like, what the hell is this place? Because it's like an office with a bunch of people like working. And Katie's like, well, it's a website where they do some serious news, but then also cat videos.
Oh, is it BuzzFeed?
Oh,
Yep.
Fuzzbeat, BuzzFeed. Got it. Fair enough.
And then Penny's just like, that's fucking dumb. And we deal with the receptionist who we're trying to figure out where this person named Harriet is. And I'm like, just tell her we're from the Order. And she's like, is that like the new Pilates place? I'm like, yeah, of course. Yeah, sure. Tell her it's the new Pilates place looking for her. She goes to find Harriet. And while we're waiting, there's a moment. Penny, I hear him say it first. And he just goes, there's a fucking unicorn in a tutu. And I look up from my notes because this is a magical world.
Yeah.
No, in the office, there's just a fucking like model of a unicorn in a tutu.
I was hoping it would be an actual.
No.
Yeah.
And
It's just one of those cool things that startups like to have around to make you like.
that's the office unicorn tutu.
Yeah. We got Chex Mix for free.
Oh, well, not,
but
you can't take any home.
Unlimited PTO.
Got really real right there.
Well worked in tech over here.
And a lady comes out who I have seen before. She
In this show or just in
no,
general?
she is
Okay.
she is in
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
so many shows.
Okay.
And she comes out.
That's the like least useful thing you could. This actor is in this show.
I don't know her
is
name,
all you got out of
but
this.
she's an actor.
No, she was in so many shows, Brian.
So many shows.
Does that help?
More
Like,
than
when
one,
this
less
happened to
than a
me, I at
million.
least looked up the guy's name. I immediately forgot it, but I looked up his name.
I can't Google things.
You could be careful.
No.
So, but like you could find one of the other shows that you know this actor from.
He can't remember the show's names. That's his
She's
lie.
been in Law and Order.
Oh, okay. There's only been like 6 actors on Law and Order.
I
so.
think SVU.
Cool.
Don't worry about it. Keep going. He's gonna keep
She
bullying
comes
you
out
about it.
and
Well deserved. Let's be clear about this.
I said book 'em. Remember that? It was a great moment. We all loved
Can't
it.
ride that high forever, Mike.
He'll ride for at least another 6 months if I know Mike.
Thank you. She comes out and I'm like, hey, Principles of Conjuring Elementals, it's 10 years overdue. And she starts signing.
Oh, is it gonna be a fight over this book?
So she's
Sorry.
she's
Signing.
deaf.
I was deaf.
oh,
she's deaf.
I thought you meant like tutting.
No,
Tutting, yeah.
But that is the
confusion.
problem.
So she starts to sign because she's
You
deaf.
put up a defensive
And I
spell.
scream, no. And I drop to the ground because I think she's about to attack me.
Honestly, that's a great
That's
joke.
a pretty
great
good
bit.
bit.
I'm glad they
That's
did
why
that once.
I hid that a little because it's a fun little bit.
It is a good bit.
And Katie's like, hey, she's not casting, she's signing. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't speak that. And then Katie apparently like signed in the past, but it's a little rusty.
Wait,
and
did
she
Katie
even
come with you?
Yes,
yeah,
yeah,
he's with me.
Because he can't cast
The
spells.
spell locator. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Katie apparently she even signs that her signing is a little bit rusty because the person calls her out on it.
Is there subtitles or?
There is, but they're blacked out. Because
damn
I
it.
don't
Yeah.
know.
You don't know ASL.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're saying.
Love it.
Joke's on you,
So-
James. Mike learned ASL last week.
I know.
So there was a lot of like mouth reading I can do, and you could tell she's like being deaf. Like for as long as she is, she's also kind of mouth reading me as well.
Sure.
And she's like, you don't look like librarians. That's one thing I know. And I'm like, tell her we're looking for the book. And she motions for us to follow her. And her and Katie, long story short, are talking a lot more.
Okay.
And I'm getting nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what'd she say? And Katie's like, don't worry about it. I'm like, okay, I'm being made fun of. Do you want me to just keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. So we kind of follow her through the office. And Katie's like, so what's your deal? You like write articles and then do magic in your spare time? And Harriet says that, no, this is my magic. And we're like, what are you talking about? This is a clickbait site. And she's like, see for yourself. And she points to a guy working on an article. And it says 18 pandas with things that look like pandas.
What?
And 18 pandas with things that look like pandas.
Okay.
Oh, it was like a listicle?
Yeah. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It doesn't even look like a panda. And she's like, and then does a tut, and the page changes. And that's when I'm like, whoa. Those are runes that outline how to conjure dark matter. How did you do that? So apparently, these are all encoded spells. Every trashy article is an encoded spell.
Which it's a way to like share spells with like
People
on the internet.
that
But
know.
if you don't know magic,
You
then
think it's
you
trash.
just think it's a clickbait article.
Exactly.
That's cute. I like that idea.
And once again, they start signing back and forth and having a blast. I'm like, when you are done bonding, can you just ask for the book back, please? Because that's what we're here for. And that's when she's like, relax, I'll find it. And we head to the kind of back near the office, and there's like a little bookshelf. And I go for it, and she stops me. And Katie's like, give us a second. And Katie's like, why are like, I don't get it. Why are you doing all this? You're not and that's what the person's like, seriously, like, I was looking for, I'm trying to figure out how she phrases this without going too deep into the mess of this. Cause like, I've been looking for information that I haven't been able to find. And now you're putting this information out there. And she's like, well, what kind? I'm like, oh, the usual beauty tips, recipes, how to kill a trickster god. And she gives like a weird like glance at that statement and gets the book, opens it, checks the little book slip, flicks it, puts it back, hands me the book. And I'm like, finally, let's go. And she's like, have a nice day. And I'm like, fuck off. And then the scene ends. So the biggest part of that is I've been looking for all this information, mostly jokingly how to kill a trickster god. And then she's like, okay. And we'll just walk away.
What is her feelings about that?
She doesn't comment.
I know, but like as watching the scene, what do you think?
It feels like she knows more than she's letting on.
Knows more about what though?
If there could be a way to deal with that.
But why doesn't she want to tell you?
We'll get there.
Oh, so you're just
So you have
keeping
another
stuff.
scene with her later? Is that what?
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. Slow rolling us. Fair enough. We'll go back over to Fillory because I got a couple more scenes here.
Yeah.
So I'm over doing a taste test for my upcoming wedding.
That's part of the wedding.
Yep. And I think this is Josh is here doing the cooking for us. Do we know how Josh went from dealing drugs back in Fillory to now he's my head chef?
No clue.
Fair enough. So my head chef, Josh.
I mean, they're both cooking.
I mean, they are. I just don't know why he gave up his lucrative business selling drugs to college students, a demographic that typically loves drugs, to come work for a groomzilla in a foreign land that he just got away from after being trapped there. Anyway, he made me oysters and pearls, which is from the French Laundry in the real world, the like high-end restaurant. And Elliot is like, I'm not sure I get to be such a good cook, but Elliot takes a bite and it's like, just wrapped in ecstasy, so, just like chewing and thinking. He's like, he like smile across his face, and Josh seems like, oh, I nailed it. And then Elliot kind of drops his fork and he's like, I don't think it's Fillory enough. And Josh is like, most of the community eats boiled mutton 7 days a week. Like, why don't we not do the Fillory food for a starving public. Let's like, if they're gonna come here to a royal wedding, let's let them taste real food for once. Like, not in like a he's being
Yeah, I know what
like
you
prejudiced
mean, though.
about it, but yeah, like let's
Give them a treat.
Give them a treat. Like, why do we want it to be more Fillory? The people don't have much of anything, especially right now. Like their real food is pretty rustic. It's kind of what the sense of. And I was like, and I'm trying to say, like, we need to meet the people halfway. And I think this is, again, part of that. Like, Elliot had the conversation with Baylor.
Hey.
Yeah. Had the conversation with Baylor Beyblade about how to connect with the people. So he's like, we need to meet the people halfway. I don't want to invite a bunch of the citizens.
Fusion dishes?
Maybe trying to get into fusion. I don't think Josh is going to help with the fusion because he says, well, they eat shit, and if we make a dish out of half shit, all it's gonna taste like is shit. And he like grabs this thing, it goes to like storm off, and he goes to storm off, and I stopped him, and I was like, hey, we're not done here. Basically, like this isn't what we're eating, and you're still the cook, so like we still need to figure out what I'm serving at my wedding. And he's like, fine, okay, let's break this down. You don't like the oysters and pearls, like the dish from the best restaurant in the world, like fine, whatever. What do you want the people to feel when they eat it? Like, let's just start there. And I'm like, I think for a second, and it's like, I think I want everyone to like me. And like Josh just kind of like deflates. He's like, you know what? I'll make you a potion. You give it to people. They love you. We don't even need food. Fuck food. He like goes, just storming out. He's like, I'll make you a like me potion.
Big old punch bowl.
Yeah, a big old punch bowl. And I was like, this means a lot to me. And he just like, that's the end of the scene. He storms out. He's pissed off. My next scene is talking to Margot in the throne room.
Yes, where you have a woman question.
I do, about my wife, who seems to be acting cagey about my marriage while I'm married to her.
Yeah, you say you feel like you're interrupting conversations, but with her and no one else.
Yeah,
like
I keep bumping into her and she's staring off into space, and then when I talk to her, it feels like she was doing something important, and then I like have distracted her and she wants me to leave.
Yeah. Well, while you're having this conversation with me, I also do the exact
same thing to me.
And I basically see a fairy.
Yeah. So I'm assuming she's also seeing fairies.
So, and then I kind of come back to the conversation and I'm like, I'll talk to her. And that's the end of the scene.
Yeah.
My next scene is we're talking nachos with Josh.
Yeah. Oh, talking about the nachos. We have a couple scenes left. Mike, how much you got over there with Penny?
I have 3 scenes.
Okay, we can do this nacho scene, and then let's jump back and forth and do some other stuff here.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're sitting over Josh, and I thought he was be like, nachos is what we're serving at the wedding, but that's not actually where the scene ends up going.
He was actually testing the potion that he was making to make people like you. He overdid it, and he made the dishwasher catatonic.
Yeah.
But in the course of doing that, we find a note in the half-eaten nachos, which is presumably the nachos you were eating with Baylor.
Yep.
Where it says that we're at Westgate, like
during the wedding,
it's
unguarded.
Yeah. And so then we have this conversation where we realize Baylor is still trying to kill you.
Yeah, and Elliot immediately starts like pacing around the room, hands behind his back, like I'm livid that he would do this to me. And Josh is like,
how dare the person I'm keeping prisoner want to
for trying to kill me.
So funny, because literally that's almost Josh's word for word line.
Yeah, he's like, so you're mad. Hold on. So you're mad that the guy who tried to kill you and you threw in prison is trying to kill you again? Like, that's a surprising mad thing for you. And so, like, I'm again pacing. I was like, I wish I would have executed him when I had the chance. And it's like,
and Margot's like, yes.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. And I call out again that, or not again, but I call back out the approval rating spell, probably just like casting it on repeat. And I was like, I'm down 5% from this morning, and now the Foo Fighters want me dead again. And I was like, wait, and I like go to Josh. I'm like, where's this dishwasher? And he's like, he's in the armoire. And I'm like, why is the drugged dishwasher in the armoire? And Josh like panics, like, because I'm bad under pressure. And I'm like, okay, let's go get him. Let's go get the dishwasher. And he's like, why? And I'm like, so that we can execute him. And Marco stops me.
She's like, no, that's not the plan.
That's not the
plan.
plan.
What the plan is actually going to be is we're going to put the note back in the nachos, put the nachos back in the dishes. We're going to wake up the dishwasher, and with the note and stuff, we're going to have a tracking spell. So when he sees the note, he wakes up, he sees the note, he goes to the Foo Fighters, and we track him to the Foo
You
Fighters.
said trap.
And we said, like, we just follow through in the trap. Yes. And it's like, yeah, that's actually the best idea.
Yep. And Margot does the tracking spell on
Yeah.
the note, and
Yeah.
we get our next scene a little bit later. But what are y'all
We're
up
tracking
to?
them at.
Yep.
So I come back to the library, and I approach a guy working there, and I'm like, "Hey, got this overdue book, checking it in. Now, can you help me with my hands, please? Like, can we get this ball rolling?"
One book out of a million years of servitude
Fix
signed
me.
over. Hey, can fix me now?
You should have taken payment up front, man.
And he was like, "All right, I will look for something to help you in a moment. Let me log this book in." And I'm like, "Fine," and like turn my back to him, and then we cut to black. And then uncut from black, still in the same position. The guy starts walking down towards the hall, and I'm like, "Hey, you okay? Asked you a question, man. Are you okay?" And he turns down one of the aisles. I'm like, "Hey, are you okay?" And I start to follow him, and he is walking towards a door, and he goes into his pants to get a key, and he is now shaking as he is trying to like get his hand to the lock to unlock it.
I don't think he's okay.
I'm like, "Hey, are you okay, man?" And it seems he's like, it doesn't seem like he's nervous. It seems like he's like struggling with himself.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's trying to control his muscles.
And he says, "No, I can't control my look out." And then he turns around and he launches like a concussive blast of force at me, and I get knocked back. He is going back and forth yelling, "I can't stop, I can't stop." And he manages to get away from the door, and then like struggles over to like a little break-in emergency box, and inside the box it says "kill switch," and he hits it, falls to the ground dead.
The guy?
Oh, it's his kill switch.
Yep.
Where do you see his kill switch?
No,
It was on the
by
wall.
hitting this little like kill switch in a glass box
On the wall
on
of
the
the
wall.
library?
Yeah, so like if normally you break it and you pull the fire alarm,
Yeah.
you break it, hit the button, and you die.
Oh, the guy.
The guy
pulled it,
dies.
Not okay.
Not me.
I thought you hit the
No,
kill
no.
switch.
He broke it to kill himself.
Okay.
It's the kill switch.
Interesting.
This library,
It's weird.
yeah.
This library is
Does
weird.
not-
Shouldn't have signed to deal with what's
OSHA
seeming to be more like
would
the
have
devil.
a field day. This
OSHA
was not in the training or introductory manual.
You can't just have kill switches on the walls. You need fire extinguishers in all
Oh,
common areas.
Wow. Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
I have one more big scene and then one more little scene.
All right, cool. Do that one. We'll jump in near the end of the episode.
All right. We're talking about Tesla flexion.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Oh yeah, that stupid thing.
Yeah, sorry. I forgot the dumb name. It's only been successful once before.
Okay.
And we have a decent shot of being successful again because we are using the original equipment. And it was left to break bills by the man who invented it. And so Quentin's like, Nikola Tesla? And Fogg is like, no, Fred Flexion. And I'm just like, okay. And I still, to this moment, have no idea if he was serious or not. Like, it looks very like Tesla coded.
I
Yeah.
love that so much.
But
That's actually really
I love
funny.
that there's, it's Fred Flexion, maybe.
This season has been very fun.
There are some good bits.
Um,
there are some good bits.
The only thing to note, so it's only been used successfully once. Last time it was used, which is unclear if it's the successful time or not, but 3 people died trying to shut the machine down.
Okay, so it's been used. I was moving my question. It's been used unsuccessfully multiple times. It's been used successfully once.
Maybe.
Okay.
It's hard
Okay.
to tell. Basically, it's like, this is dangerous, but we're going to do it anyway.
The Quentin way.
yeah.
Yeah. And so basically we're like creating a fold between realities, and Fogg and Julia are going to like work together to cast the spell, and I will talk to Alice 23.
Oh, okay. So we're just doing a reflection through time
Yes.
to have a conversation.
Yes.
Okay.
And so
And we're hoping that we can trust Julia, the person who has admitted
She
that
has
they
no
have no
Jiminy.
control of their actions due to not having a conscience. Okay.
don't worry about it.
I'm not worried about it.
The thing you
very
should
worried
be,
about
the thing you should be worried about is if they try to hold this thing open for more than 2 minutes, we'll all die.
Like everyone in the planet?
minutes.
Or
I think everybody in the room.
Okay, fair
2 minutes is forever, though.
Yeah, 2 minutes is plenty of time.
Sure.
That's a lot. That's 120 seconds.
And the good news is
Yeah,
that
it's
like
true, bud.
between Quentin and Alice, there's no like baggage that they might need to talk about either. So
No,
this will
no.
be a quick conversation.
And they always have very to the point, not meandering conversations whenever they get in a room together, for sure.
The other note is I shouldn't touch anything while I'm in there because matter from different realities occupying the same space can create a time paradox /
Back to the Future.
explosion.
Yeah, that's Back to the Future rules.
Yep, and then they start casting, and basically like there's some like lightning, and there's this curtain that rises, and I kind of walk in there.
Is there an old guy with like shockingly white hair keeps calling you?
This is a reference that I'm going to.
It's Back to the Future.
God,
We've talked about on the podcast that Brian hasn't seen Back to the Future, Mike.
We actually have talked
You've
about
been
it.
mad about it on the
I
podcast.
buried it deep inside because I didn't think it could be
and
true.
then you're the one who tried to make him get your Back to the
Great
Future bit.
Scott.
All right, fair enough. Go ahead, Brian.
Anyways, I go in, and it's basically like it looks like a little tent with like kind of fairy lights around it.
Yeah.
It's pretty, I guess, but it doesn't look like a fancy science fiction machine. Anyways, Alice is in there, and I tell her that I'm from another timeline and ask her to tell me everything you know about shades. And she's like crying. She goes to hug me. I'm like, no, you can't touch me because we'll explode.
She's like, is that a metaphor? He's like, no, not this time, babe.
Yeah. But so in her timeline, the beast tore me apart piece by piece, and then tore my shade apart too, which is apparently a thing he could do.
Okay.
Different thing.
And you can't like rest in peace unless you have your shade intact.
So it's your soul needs to go to heaven.
Yeah,
Sure.
something like
Blah,
that.
blah, blah.
But she did find out that shades go to the underworld. This also means that there is an underworld.
Okay.
The underworld is only accessible to the dead and
Tracks.
This is Hades rules.
I
Shades
was
go to
about
the
to
underworld.
Say, this is some Hades. This is some and I'm gonna forget the development studio. Not Giant Bomb.
Supergiant.
Super
Giant. There we go.
And she like brushes her hair aside or whatever. This is when we see that she's missing like her last 3 fingers on one of her hands.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, like, are you okay or whatever? Like
2 minutes.
Anyways, I ask like about her hand. Right, exactly. And she's like, it doesn't matter. I'm like, thank God one of us has a brain.
Yeah,
in this tent.
exactly.
And she's like, oh, it's the least I gave up to like learn this knowledge, right? So, the living can access the underworld with the help of a gatekeeper, and the gatekeepers are older than the world itself, but she does not know how to find one, and she's still looking. And I'm like, okay, I gotta go. And then she wants to say that she's sorry, and she's basically like,
Oscar music starts playing.
Yeah, I don't know. So she
No, turn that off. I've done this before. Turn it off. Asshole.
she basically starts talking about like the whole like when the beast killed everybody moment or whatever, and she's like, when that Quentin died, like Alice wasn't in a good place, and that Quentin and that Alice were fighting, and Alice is too proud to let it go, and she's like trying to apologize, and I'm like, in this world I love you, and no matter what I will love you. And we like start moving closer. I'm like, do not touch.
What if we just make out a little bit?
And then,
Real quick.
And then Alice, or then Julia and Fogg like stop the spell. She disappears. The Christmas lights dim, and that's the end of that scene.
Okay.
So we need to find
An old one?
yeah, basically
An ancient or whatever they called that thing?
Yep.
Gatekeeper? Gatekeeper.
Gatekeeper.
Okay.
Do a thing. Figure out what happened to the kill switch, baby.
So I'm with the librarian, who is obviously shook, and she explains that the check slip card was cursed. It was a modus hex. It forces you to perform an action against your will.
This is the one from the book you just returned?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why, besides,
So
like, she
that-
took out...
That the lady
book
from
slip.
BuzzFeed put the curse on the book.
Yeah.
Thinking it would hit you.
Probably.
We'll see.
No, maybe she's working with Bad
Reynard-
God.
Reynard. Yeah.
Reynard, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but the dude killed himself. Like, the hex didn't make him do that. And she's like, yeah, his name was Howard, and if it wasn't for his bravery, the hex would have forced him to do something incredibly dangerous. And I'm like, open a door? And she explains this isn't just any door. As a novice of the order, there are secrets that will be imparted to you when you are ready. And I'm like, I watched a man kill himself. We're going to skip the training session, and you're going to explain that right now.
I mean, I do feel like if this is like if you have a security issue, not making like your employees aware that is a point of like risk, right? Like, is a mistake.
Yeah.
I think.
Strike 1 and 2.
I mean, yeah, but they're already prepared for the security issue by having a button on the wall that kills yourself.
Mm-hmm.
A thing that he didn't know about either.
Yeah.
There's some Cold War era cyanide pill and the fake tooth thing going on.
She clarifies that this was the poison room. It's where.
What's this, D&D?
Yep. It's where you store
Scary
books.
Gygax-ass library.
It's got a chest in it with a +2 chest plate.
It's where you store books that are too dangerous for the public. And she assumes that the hex was forcing Howard to attempt to steal something from it. And that's why he was fighting himself from going inside.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, wait. Okay, so to clarify, Howard kamikazed himself because somebody wanted to steal banned books. This is all very fucked up. And she's like, what is... And she like can't bring herself to initially swear. She's like, what's fucked up is that there is knowledge out there that is so dangerous that a poison room needs to exist so that this shit doesn't fall in the wrong hands. And that's why Howard sacrificed himself. It's something all librarians would do.
Is this true?
I mean,
when you got your master's degree, did they tell you like, oh, you have to have kill switches on the library walls?
No, and I'm also generally suspicious of banning books in general, just as a baseline.
Yeah.
A little, I'm not so sure about that one.
Icky.
Forbidden knowledge.
Yeah.
That's not kind of the whole thing about libraries.
And like Penny's like, so what's so important that we have to like do all of this to prevent people from getting to it? Like, is it some weird battle magic? And she's like, there is knowledge behind that door that could destroy more than just people. It could destroy worlds. And then that's that scene. I have one scene left.
Okay. We'll jump back over and do some stuff in Fillory. So we're later, the tracking spell seems to be working.
Yeah, we're just watching this little like circle on a map, literally a mini map.
Yeah. It looks like a mini map, like, you know, hit start.
What is it on? Like,
A parchment
Paper.
of
a piece of
like,
paper.
yeah.
Okay.
And this is where we like kind of, it's a very short team. We just make some jokes, but basically like we can't go sneak into Foo Fighters like location.
Yeah.
We have to send somebody else. And that somebody is Josh. So he agrees to do it. Like I don't know why exactly.
I think it's just
doesn't seem
because
like his skill set though, is it?
It's not. He just kind of seems like a dude who is kind of like A, game, but B, like recognizes that this is kind of the most interesting thing to be doing. Like,
yes.
is more. He doesn't feel like he wants Elliot to succeed in ruling or anything. He just is like, this is the most unique thing to be doing at this time. So fuck, whatever. I'll
He's
go
just
and
bored.
yeah,
Yes.
kind of.
I mean,
honestly,
honestly,
that kind
yeah.
of seems to be it.
And also, like, we do promise him like a reward.
Yeah.
So like he's like, okay, I'm gonna get something out of
Of
it.
my undying gratitude.
And he doesn't. It doesn't seem like he's particularly nervous about meeting
No.
these Foo Fighters at all. Like he doesn't seem like he's worried about getting caught or whatever. He seems like he's got it.
You've got to have some amount of steel like that if you're going to deal drugs on a mass scale.
I assume
like
so.
you've got to be okay just like meeting people who might not have your best intent in mind, and
Yeah.
like you got to be okay walking into situations that maybe you don't have complete control over. So maybe that's just like a skill set that he has. But so and what predicates is what he's actually going to do is when he walks in, we asked him for like the largest, strongest batch of that Love Me potion that he like was going to feed to the guests after Elliot has been
Yeah, the one that knocked out the dishwasher. He's
Yeah.
gonna take that same potion and bring it to the Foo Fighters.
and try and poison the Foo Fighters so that they're basically incapacitated by feelings of generosity and goodwill towards everyone around them.
Well, I don't even think it'll be that. I think they'll just be knocked out.
Sure, maybe, but
Yeah.
that's what made them catatonic. It's the
Yeah,
dishwasher
sure.
was so full of love and adoration that it made him catatonic. But,
Sure.
but yeah, it was to knock them out and spoil their plan. So he grabs it and he fucks off. He's going to go do the thing.
My next scene is
Is
the show
cheersing.
also doesn't think it's that important, or at least we don't see it.
Yeah, well, you
But,
wouldn't
like,
see it, right?
I guess like I don't know how much time they spent on it, but he's back and he's like, "Yep, did it." It seemed really easy.
Yeah, he didn't
says
seem
it
super
seemed
worried.
No, he did not say that, but like we were just cheersing and we're like basically like, "Yeah, they're knocked out. We're good."
We're good to
It
go.
was like almost suspicious.
And I give him, I guess, the greatest reward that I don't know what it actually means.
I also don't know what it means.
So I was like, it's like, Josh, thank you. We're like cheersing, drinking wine. And I'm like, Josh, thank you. And I promised you a kingly reward for a kingly act. And as your reward, I will let you shave one nymph in the kingdom.
Any nymph.
Any nymph in the kingdom. And he's like, right now? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, thank you. You are always my once and true king. And he stands up and runs out the door.
What?
I don't know what that means either. I also wrote that down. And I was like, I don't know what that means.
Shave a nymph.
Have we seen a nymph?
I haven't.
Historically, what are nymphs?
Nymphs are like kind of like not they're like lower tier than goddesses. They're usually like essences of like plants or
Are they
flowers.
usually
Yeah, like
fuzzy?
a wood nymph is
Yeah, they
kind
like
of the
hang
thing,
out
right?
with Dionysus a lot.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
like do circles in the woods. They run around naked. That's usually
are
their
they
MO.
furry?
No, they're
No.
they're like hot ladies.
Yeah, they're usually like Tinkerbell looking
Yeah.
creatures,
Yeah.
right?
Why-
Maybe not fairies with like wings, but they're
Yeah.
like like you said, a woodland nymph, like a little like skipping sort of like
Yeah, they like-
androgynous sexual
Yeah, there's a
being.
lot of a lot of like they're just like nature hotties. They're just nature hotties that
Yeah.
like run around naked. Like I don't know what else to tell you.
And did we mishear shave?
That must be.
Like maybe shave wasn't part of it, or maybe there's like something that we didn't get in a scene where like if you shave a nymph, you get a wish.
I'm not gonna say.
I'm
I'm not
more
either.
inclined to take it on its face.
Yeah,
I
I
am
think
too.
we both heard shave.
That's what I
and I
wrote.
listened to it twice, and that's what it seemed pretty clear.
That must be what it was.
There's got to be some rule here
Yeah.
about like shaving a nymph gives you something,
I doubt it.
or maybe he's
The
just
hair is
maybe he just
used for
likes it.
something.
he just likes it. But they seem to be autonomous creatures, so it doesn't seem like he
I
doesn't seem
know,
like he's
that
gonna go
did
do.
seem weird.
He
right?
doesn't
Just
seem like a
shows up with
guy.
a shaver. Excuse me.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem like a guy who's gonna do something. He doesn't seem like an evil dude. It
Yeah.
just doesn't seem like a perversion, like a vile perversion that I'm letting him indulge in. Maybe it is. I don't know.
But when he runs off and it's followed with a statement where Margot's like, "Would it be weird if I fucked Josh?"
And I was like, I don't know.
So like, but we move on pretty quickly. But like, I seem into him, so it just like there's something here we're missing, very
Yeah, there's-
obviously.
He's got some kind of charisma for something.
Yeah,
All right.
we get a toast for saving the day. And you asked me if I've talked to Fen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, did you
yes,
miss that scene? Should we go back?
Yes, totally did. She
Oh, yeah.
is super fine.
Sorry, Stas forgot a scene. Everybody, we're
no.
gonna jump back here and do the.
Nope. We're gonna
What?
jump. That's the end of
What?
my scene because we jump right into my next scene where I'm yelling for Fen down a hallway.
Yeah. I promised I would talk to you. That's the end of my episode.
And while I'm looking for Fen, I've got some. After I run into a fairy, a different one. So there have been a bunch of different ones all over, and I'm like, "Hi, I want to discuss the terms of our agreement." The fairy puts up just like a stop signal, and then I hear somebody walk behind me, and I turn because the fairy disappears, and Fen is like, "Oh, thank God, I'm not going crazy. You saw it too."
Got it.
And I was like, yes, okay. And I'm like, yep, you're not crazy. They are fairies. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, like, well, we made a deal with them. We made a deal with them.
We being
We-
who? You and
me and Fen.
Okay.
When we had to save Elliot. And she's like, no, I'm like, yes, you did. You said that you would do anything I asked you to do to save him, right? And she's like, okay, but like, what do they want then? And Margot just goes, your child. Just straight up. And
I kind of forgot about that.
that does not
Go well.
and she like looks upset. I'm like, don't worry, I'm gonna fix this. She says, you better fix this because I'm not giving up my child. And she leaves. And I say, fuck, and that's the end of my episode.
Gotcha.
And I was like, I wondered if she was going to tell her or not.
I'm
think
glad
she did.
I'm glad she did. I'm not. So like my tears here would be Margot doesn't make the deal, And then under that is Margot does make the deal, but at least comes clean about it.
I hate to. Okay, I don't want to just do this because to be a bad guy. Because like I would say, I think giving up somebody else's child is a bad thing to do.
Oh, she
I would
agreed
hope
because
so.
she said
Let's-
she would do anything.
Let's just say that it was very manipulative. This is not a good thing to do.
Uh-huh.
Don't look at me like that.
Go on.
We got to set that bar.
But-
That's where I
There's
am.
a parent in the room.
However,
Uh-huh.
Oh, not
but.
but.
However.
Thank you.
if you're going to be manipulative to achieve an outcome that you know is risky and you've committed to it, you've made the deal, you've lied about it because you asked me at the end of the last episode
Right.
and apparently
said
I
no.
didn't tell you.
You're pretty much only lying to Elliot, it seems like. You just told the truth to Fenn.
I told
so-
yeah to everybody. Yeah, well now she's seeing fairies. I
Yeah,
feel like
right.
the jig was up. But like, if you did half of it, you already committed.
Right.
If you're being calculative about it, you should not tell her, because the chances of her messing this up now is like astronomical, right? Like this is not going to go well. She's going to be upset. She's going to try to like find ways to screw you over. And yes, giving up the baby obviously is a bad outcome morally. However, if you've already made that decision, and what the opposite solution now is, like if you renege on this, is like completely utterly catastrophic for like the entire universe, maybe because they're outside of our time and place, right? Don't tell her. Like, I mean, it's so much worse to do half and half. Either don't do it at all, so don't give up the baby and don't find yourself in the situation. But if you're gonna commit to doing it and you've already made the deal and you're already put the wheels in motion, you gotta lie to her. I don't know why Margaret tells the truth.
Don't necessarily agree. Like, coming clean about it seems...
Coming clean is a risk that you'd be taking that you should not be taking if you're weighing the fate of like at least Fillory. Right? If you're looking at it from a like perspective of just being cold and like the best outcome at this point in time, right? The answer would be to not tell her.
My only counter to that is that I would hope that through this show, 2.5 seasons now, that Margot would have learned that whenever we work together to solve problems, things typically go better than a bunch of people trying to solve their own problems and not talking to each other. Because I feel like that's where all of us kind of get into trouble.
Yeah.
Is
If
when-
there is a solution out there, you're only going to find it by working together.
Okay. I would say generally that is true. It's very clear Fenn is not going to be open-minded and
Right.
thinking about all the angles of this.
I don't think Fenn
Like-
was, let's be honest here as well. I don't think Fenn was the right person necessarily. If you're going to be honest, maybe telling Elliot.
That's fine.
would have been
I think maybe that she
Yeah.
should have.
You're making the
But I
worst
think
call
right
ever.
now telling Fenn, huge mistake.
Sure.
I think that's a very large error. And that's what I mean very specifically. Like
Sure, I get
telling
that.
Fenn right now at this point is too late. And you're actually making the situation worse.
Yeah. But you should definitely get on a Skype call with Penny
Sure.
and Quentin.
Absolutely.
And Elliot.
I've
and
today,
Fogg.
like,
Yeah.
absolutely agree with that. But this was not the correct person.
Fair enough.
All right. Last scene?
I have
scene.
one more.
Do you have one more?
Do you want to? Are you a big?
I'm the end, I think.
Okay. Me and Katie head back to Fuzzbeat
Okay.
to confront, and
Is that also part of your job? Are you doing this for free?
I think this is pro bono.
Well, on your free time, you should be researching how to get your hands to work
Like,
again.
seriously.
That is fair. And I think Katie's kind of like, I don't know if Harriet knew the guy was going to kill himself. Like trying to like there's got to be a reason for all this going on. And we show up, and the place is deserted. Like desks are
It
clean.
was a setup.
Everything's gone. And Katie she's like, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know if they're like, maybe they're hiding something, but it's not evil.
We're just
Yeah.
moving the goalposts.
Exactly. And like maybe there's good reasons, and I'm like, I don't know, and she's like, who the fuck are the librarians to decide who gets what information?
Right.
That is true.
Yeah. And I'm like, do you really want every hedge witch with a grudge and a bad idea to get a nuclear bomb? And she's like, fuck you. I'm like, I'm not talking about you. And she goes, yeah, you are. I'm like, no, I'm not. So she takes that very personal. And that's when we discover the office is cleaned out. And I go to look around. Katie finds a little like greeting card on the front that says "Thank you very much," and it's a little cute bear.
Okay.
And I'm like, "What the fuck's that?" And she opens it, and inside it says, "For Katie, the Ars Decidum, author unknown, a call number. P.S. It's in the poison room."
Okay, so yeah, I knew the book that you need to kill a
And,
god is
yeah,
gonna be.
and I'm like,
this
"The Ars Decidum," and she's like, "Yeah, the art of killing gods."
I get it, but if you know like next to nothing about this person, all you know is they put like a hex on a piece of paper that caused somebody to kill themselves basically or do what she wanted, and then the first thing you do is pick up a piece of paper that she left behind.
I know. Wait, I'm sorry. Is the book called The Art of Deicide?
No. I think it's probably Latin for someone who doesn't speak Latin.
Yeah.
Like
Like deity?
it's the Ars of. It could be. Let me go back.
Deicide?
Yeah. Deicidium. Yeah.
The art of
The Ars Deicidium.
The Rs?
ARS.
Yeah. Yes, Latin. Duh.
Yeah. The Art of Killing Gods.
All right. I'm back at the Physical Kids College, and I apparently have been staring at a book for an hour. We're trying to find out anything about these gatekeepers, and Julia's there, and I'm basically saying, like, I keep on seeing Alice's face, and she's like, I get that you're hurting. I don't know what to make you, what to say to make you feel better. I'm like, well, I don't want to really feel better anyway.
Nice.
And she's like, well, then I shouldn't show you this, I guess, because she figured out what an ancient one is, and she hands me a book. And I say, no fucking way, as I look at this book with a picture of, like, an ancient, like a drawing of, like, a Chinese-style dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like so the ancient ones are dragons.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's actually
we need
sick.
to go find a dragon, apparently.
That's pretty cool.
Or ancient guardian, whatever. But the thing is, we're going to go find a dragon.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I would love
They're
for
calling
this
them
to be-
ancient ones, so.
I would love for this to turn into a Wuxia novel, let me tell
Yeah.
you.
Journey to the West.
Where do you go for the dragons? Are they down on 5th?
What's
Well,
up?
Like in the financial
I'm really
district?
excited to see
Probably.
where these dragons are.
Let's go find the dragons.
All right.
That's the episode.
All right. We're going to find those dragons. Get in any last minute donations.
Yeah. Extra life.
I think that's all to bid, Nas.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Mike Sonoff. To left me as always.
It's Sasha.
In front of me as always.
It's Colin.
And right here, right now.
Brian.
We'll see you next time.
Bye forever.
For more information, go to popculturerollcall.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Please subscribe, rate, and review. Our new theme provided by Stephen Rossbach. Find him at stephenrossbach.com for more of his work. Join us next week for another episode of Pop Culture Roll Call.